And now, from high atop the percolator, it's time for Java with John. Here's Johnny!
Johnny!
Heidi ho, and away we go.
Here we are. All my the best laid plans of mice and men. I thought we were going to be streaming on Instagram today, and I was late getting started, and so we aren't doing Instagram. Big deal. Whoopie-doo. That's out of the way.
Yeah.
But you and I are here, and that's what counts.
Yeah, we got to keep the riffraff out, not that Instagram stuff. So.
That's right. Yeah. I'm not an Instagram user nor a fan, but a lot of people are. A lot of people don't like Facebook. A lot of people aren't familiar with YouTube, so it's Instagram. I guess it's depends on what you start with or whatever. I don't know, but anyways, I don't know much about it, and but I've been doing my morning show successfully all week on Instagram, so I've been really happy about that.
Cool.
Yes, so we have said hello to each other, and I want to mention something that I sort of hinted at but didn't say that made very happy. First of all, my hockey duties for the year are just about coming to a close, and they really culminated last Tuesday night when we held our league draft. We had 12 rounds of 12, so 144 kids were drafted. We had about 600 people in the audience while we did this, and the big smile comes from I have a friend in Ottawa who volunteers with Rogers because they have the cable rights in Ottawa, and he has a lot of equipment. And I said, "Oh, gee, Fab, this would be a really good chance to put your stuff and your guys to use." So we had a crew of 13 people doing our broadcast on Tuesday night, and it went really well.
Cool. Now, when you said you had 600 people, I'm assuming online, not in person.
No, in person.
Really?
Yeah, in person. Online, we had there's been over 3,000 views of what we streamed, and when we were streaming, the most we ever had at one time were 300 people watching.
Cool.
Yeah, so well, as you and I both know, parents love their kids, and if their kids are there, they want to be there in some way or the other. So, and then of course these are all 15-year-old kids that we were drafting. They could turn 16, I guess, this year. So they're either 15, about to turn 16. So they got lots of high school friends. So we drew a good crowd. Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
It was. There was a lot of pressure, and we bring some guys in from Waterloo, and they handle the database part of it in terms of how we do our selections and those kinds of things. So we get up to date, current knowledge. So it was a good experience all around, and my smile for the day. That was it. Plus,
well, my only smile is legitimately shorts weather.
Oh, oh, wait, hold it. That's 12 months of the year for you, anyways. Big deal.
I know, but I got to give the official signal so other people know.
Oh, okay.
Just not white shorts.
White flannel shorts. That'd be cute. Yep. The other thing that brought a smile to my face, though, under your tutelage, my tomato plants have germinated and are sprouting. So, double thumbs up.
There you go. Now you just got to find a place to plant them.
Well, I'm waiting. When it comes time to move outdoors, I'm going to buy a couple of big planter beds or whatever,
Mhm.
because I don't think the soil here might not be conducive. I tried sunflowers about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Never saw them.
Sunflowers are very moody,
Okay.
and they don't necessarily like to grow in clayish like soil. The thing I will tell you is all soil is good, but use as little additives as possible
Okay.
because it will actually kill your soil.
Ah,
So all these miracle grow thingamabobbers and all that actually will kill your soil over time. The other thing is I'm going to tell you is go to Dollarama. It's called Dollarama here, right?
yes. Yeah.
Um, they have plastic coated stakes between 4 and 6 feet high.
Oh.
Go buy some.
Okay.
Because tomato plants aren't like little flowering things. They can
Okay.
get I mine last year eclipsed 7 feet.
Whoa.
So, but now mind you, I have a large garden bed. I don't use
Yeah.
a pot or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can be quite aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was cheating a little bit, and
Mhm.
uh, the National Day. I want to first of all mention what it was a week ago
Yeah.
when we weren't able to do a show, and then I'll mention what today is too, which is not nearly as relevant in my mind. But a week ago, and I'll check my notes. It was World Creativity and Innovation Day, uh,
Okay.
and it's supposed to raise the awareness about the role of creativity and innovation in all aspects of human life. So I think you and I doing this show are classic examples of innovation.
Okay.
We're doing some creative stuff. We're being innovative. So I think you and I are living up to last week's standard.
All right. And we've got to give a shout out today because
Okay.
today is a national day. This one goes to Colleen, and she is the Java for John administrative professional. So today
Oh,
is Administrative Professionals Day. Happy day, Colleen.
okay.
They used to call it Secretary's Day, but I guess that didn't go over very well.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of sexist in a way. Yeah. Also, today is, despite the eerie sounding of the name, it's also National Mourning Day. And this is a day when you're supposed to reflect or think about people who were injured or killed on the job.
Hmm.
And I have two experiences I like to relate about that. First of all, when I worked at DuPont when I was apprenticing as a instrument mechanic, uh,
Mhm.
one of the guys in our plant, now we had 1,500 people working the plant, but one of the guys, we had a minor explosion in one of the plants, just
Mhm.
a very small container, but he was killed in that accident. The
Hmm.
second one was a little closer to home, but it wasn't a death. It was somebody injured on the job, and that was my football coach. Uh, After I graduated from high school, and about the same time, he moved back to Toronto, and he was teaching in high school in Toronto. And I'm not sure if it was Melbourne or Melbourne Tech or something like that where he was, but regardless, he was teaching a class. A knock came at the door. He answered the door, and there was a kid there with a 22 and shot him.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Now
Wow.
he wasn't killed, but he was injured, and it sort of ruined his teaching career because
When did that happen?
that was well. I graduated from well, look at my hair, John. I graduated from high school a long time ago. Uh,
Way back then?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and unfortunately, and he came back. A friend of mine and I, we held a 60th anniversary reunion for that football team because we were undefeated, unscored on that year. And Frank came back from Toronto. Uh, I introduced him to the group, handed him the mic. He talked for half an hour. And the guy was 87, 88, 89. He didn't want to give up the mic. He kept talking and he remembered everybody's name. And then he mentioned a bunch of guys that weren't there. And but he after that incident in the classroom, he got transferred to the board office and never had to have the trauma be in a class again. So National Mourning Day for Frank Kieser.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah. As we progress here, pet peeve, and I'm hoping I don't get these confused. Did I mention the one about to be honest with you? Is that what I talked about the last time? Do you remember?
I believe so.
Okay, well, so we won't mention that, but that was, I didn't like people who always said, well, to be honest with you, John, and then you would say, well, what, you've been lying to me all the time up to now? But my pet peeve today is a lot of people on Facebook, and this is why a lot of people don't like Facebook. They're always complaining about Walmart and Superstore. That's our two big stores here in Brockville. How they have those self checkouts, and the people say, "Well, you're not paying me. You're doing people out of a job," and so all these people are complaining about the self checkouts. But I'm willing to bet on their way home, they all stop, get out of their car, pump the gas themselves, do all of those kinds of things, and then go home and they go on Facebook and complain about Walmart having self checkout. But they've been through the whole routine themselves and think nothing of it.
Actually, me and Julie have a philosophy on that we only use cashiers. So if we go to Walmart, we will not use the self checkout.
Okay.
Because our local Walmart, I'll just use this, their staff is about half of what it used to be. And I'm like, you know what? If this person's being employed and being paid, hey, let's give them some support.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I know people have to complain.
Oh, they do. They do for sure.
Yeah.
I remember back to my pumping your own gas thing. One time, three of us, including a superintendent, we went to a workshop, and it was in Michigan, but it wasn't at Flint. I forget exactly where it was, and we drove there. And on the way back, or no, before we left Michigan, we were going to get some gas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the driver, he doesn't pump his own gas. So we spent 25 minutes driving around this town looking for a gas station with full service, and we couldn't find one. So we pulled into a regular gas station. He opened the trunk, got out his gloves, put them on, and pumped his gas.
Wow.
And my sister was the same. She would never pump the gas either. She'd look for full service. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, that was just something I grew up. Friends of ours had a full serve gas station in Windsor when we grew up, and you pulled up, you popped the hood, they checked your oil, they filled up your washer fluid, they pumped your gas, blah 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 blah, and off you went.
Yeah.
That's just something that we grew up with.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's everything is just take care of it yourself and go home and complain.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I hope you don't complain about what I'm going to say about a song today because I'm breaking the rules.
Yep.
I'm not going to mention a song. I'm going to mention a CD that I liked.
Okay.
It's called Common Thread, and it's the songs of the Eagles, but all done by different country artists.
Okay.
So it was very popular. It was done. I'm going to say early '90s, as I carefully check my notes. Yeah. So it was 1993. Songs of the Eagles, called Common Thread. Had 13 tracks on it, all done by very popular country singers at the time. I know Janet. If they're not on the popular channels now, Janet doesn't think they're really country singers or good country singers. But Tanya Tucker sang "Already Gone." Susie Boggess did "Take It to the Limit." Travis Tritt sang "Take It Easy." Desperado was Clint Black, and "Peaceful Easy Feeling," which I really liked, was done by Little Texas. It was very popular and still one of my favorite CDs, which I still have CDs because I have a couple in the car.
Well, that's number one. That's a scarcity on its own. Travis Tritt. I like Travis Tritt. I really liked. I remember we took me and Julie took Gwen to the Kingston, the old fort there.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, and it was Travis Tritt that was playing there,
Oh,
if I recall. Actually, Gwen seemed to enjoy herself.
oh.
So, believe it or not. Now, mind you, that's a long, 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 long that's 30 some odd years ago. But yeah, my extent of country, I'm gonna sum it up in a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Ah, yeah.
That's it.
Ah, yes, yeah,
Yeah, nothing better than "Hello, Darling."
yeah. I remember. I think Colleen and I think we might have gone with Jan and Paul to the arena in Belleville to see Conway Twitty. Yeah, and I think the average age, and this was a long time ago, so I was probably 30 years younger than the average age of the people there. They were all senior, whatever that
Mm.
represents. Yeah, yeah. But my in defense of the country sound, I always say there's only two kinds of music: country and western. So that's it.
I didn't know there was. Well, I guess yeah, there would be a western branch of country. So,
Uh-huh.
but
Uh,
country music.
yes. I at lunchtime I gave the guys a little lesson because we were talking about the current cost of gasoline, and I was saying, well, you guys remember the old country song about that? And they didn't know. They guess it was country. Because it was country, they didn't know, but there was a song about gas was 30 cents a gallon and love was 50 cents away. So it was country at its finest.
I'm not that old. I'm not that old.
Yeah.
I remember 67 cents a gallon. But no.
Yeah.
Real quick, just to kind of spotlight the day. Queen Elizabeth II was born today.
Ooh.
God, we miss her.
Yeah.
She was a fine lady. Manfred von Richthofen. Do you know who that is?
Is that Baron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Today he was shot down and killed.
Oh.
Yeah, and no, Snoopy did not do it.
Ah, yes. Well, my Uncle John was a very decorated flyer with RCAF, and he was shot down over Germany. If I've told you this story, cut me off. But he was shot down, captured, was in a prisoner of war camp, escaped, and made it to the coast in time for D-Day. So as the troops were landing, he had made his way walk to the
Hmm.
coast. But the interesting,
This is your who?
my Uncle John,
Oh,
yeah,
your Uncle John. Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah. Very. In fact, I lived with him for a year, so he was very, very close. Uh, but what happened? What happened after the war? Because the Germans were more technologically advanced than most countries at the time. Anyways, they had a lot of films of all the fights in the air and that. And he used to get invited to Germany to a dinner, probably about once a year for about 10 years, where they would come and be guests, and they would have show some of these films, and where they would actually have his plane in action. It was filmed by the German fighters, and that. My aunt thought that it was a little gruesome, but John, because he was a pilot, really enjoyed going to it. So, but I don't think he
Actually,
was the one that shot the Baron either.
hmm, I watched a gentleman about a year ago. He's in his 90s somethings, and they always have the memorial in the coast of Europe for D-Day and everything.
Oh yes, yeah.
So his family finally just said, you know what, enough, you're going to go. He was a veteran of World War II. So he was in this little town, and people were just started, thanking him and talking to him and saying, what did you do? And he goes, well, I remember this town because I fought here. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, you seriously fought here? He goes, yeah. He goes, and during the battle, there was a bunch of our soldiers that were injured, and they had to have something to drink, and a lot of civilians were injured too, and everybody had to have something to drink. And I couldn't find anything like a bucket or anything to carry any water in, and I couldn't find water. So he found a brewery, a local pub, and he started emptying out beer into his helmet. And they're looking at him, and he's like, yeah, he goes, I would go and I would give people water with my helmet, and they would drink beer out of my helmet. And he did this, I guess, for 2 days, like giving it to the locals and to the injured soldiers. So they're like, you're kidding me. And then he's like, no. He goes, yeah, it was this pub somewhere over here. So they took him over to the pub. The pub had been dedicated in his name. The brewer's label that goes on the bottles
Oh yes.
has a picture of him carrying his helmet with beer, giving it to people.
Oh,
And he never knew about this his entire life.
well.
He was now he had to go back the following years after, because it was just like he was like the town's hero.
Yes, yes, for sure.
But
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of things in that war that, of course, because it was before our time, and then removed by a few thousand miles from us, we didn't know about. Back 25 years ago, I went to England, to Cambridge University, to do a presentation there, and on the tour of Cambridge while I was there, we went to a lot of these pubs. Well, we went to a lot of pubs, anyways, but we went to these pubs because a lot of airmen were stationed in Cambridge, but they were all and they had all these Canadian guys had signed the ceilings in this one
Mhm.
pub. So I'm up there looking for my Uncle John's name, and I told him about it when I came home, and he said, no, no. He said, those were the bomber pilots. He said, I was a fighter pilot. Those guys that were in Cambridge were. So he said, you weren't going to find my name. So I couldn't even make up a story to make it sound like I found him.
Yeah, you got called on that one real quick.
Yes, I would. Yes, I
Yeah.
would. Uh,
Yep.
Exciting things happening locally, and not necessarily exciting, but there's a nice thing happening in Brockville, and that's it's the McDonald's or Tim Hortons Smile Cookies are available. They just started that yesterday, selling them until they run out. Uh, and in Brockville, all the money raised for those cookies are going to a local hospital, and they're going to create some signage. I didn't quite understand it, but it was going to be something about directions. They were going to be putting these two-way signs up, and I'm not quite sure, but they said it's going to save them a lot of time. I don't know if that was in moving the patients or whatever, but that's what the Smile Cookies money's going for locally.
Okay. Cool.
Not earth shattering, but
No,
it's happening.
at least something positive there is happening. So
Yeah.
that's a step forward.
Okay, and can sort of wrap up this discussion with our usual bit about travel. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if I forgot to tell you, my apologies. Today's question is a simple one, uh, and that is when you go on a vacation, uh, would you prefer to go in a group, or would it just be you and Julie, or perhaps just yourself, but you and Julie versus a group going on a vacation?
That, that's like asking me when I go to a restaurant. Um, each one has its time and place. So if you look at my Facebook post today, you'll see pictures from I think it was 8 years ago when we were in Tennessee and um, we're at, I can't remember the name of the bridge, but it's a natural bridge where the rock formation has found created its own bridge that highway goes over. Julie, and Ian were there years ago. That's when we went to Nashville and stuff like that. I also enjoy going with the family to um, Mexico, um, but I'm trying to think of the right. I'm trying to think of the right words here. Each one has their own benefits. Does that make sense?
That's
Like if you want to go eat when you want to go eat,
yeah,
then you can do that when you're traveling alone. I'm
yeah,
hungry. I want to eat now.
yeah,
Um, you know, if you want to go this way instead of going this way, you know what I mean? Um, but being part of the group has its benefits as well.
yeah. Well, I agree 100% with that idea too. Like sometimes it's nice to be alone, and then sometimes it's nice to have the whole gang there, and and play euchre
Yeah,
or whatever those things might turn out to be. Uh,
yeah.
uh, when we went on 10 cruises, and only twice did we ever have another couple with us, and we enjoyed both of those scenarios. Uh, it was great. I mean, and when you're just the two of you, especially on a cruise, you tend to meet other people and make new
Mhm.
friends, and
Yeah.
it's a whole new world out there. So we enjoy. Whereas our trips to Mexico, well, we've done it. We've gone with Rebecca once the three of us went there, and then we had all those family vacations there, where the whole world is showing up, and you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
See, that's what I liked about our last Mexico trip. Well, it was Ian's wedding. Um, I like meeting different people. Nothing against family, um, but just meeting and greeting new people. Just seeing what other people are like, and whatever. I don't know if did you meet those folks from New York City? Those guys from New York City?
Oh,
I know me and Paul did.
no.
Okay. So there was a group of guys from New York City. His daughter was getting married, iron workers. They built bridges and skyscrapers and whatever. Nicest guys in the world. Loud, brash, fun, love to drink. Um, but the day before we were leaving, his daughter was getting married, and I had to go get a drink. And I was walking up, and he came walking over to. He left the wedding party, came walking over to me to talk to me and just to say hi. And I congratulated his daughter. He's getting married. Hang on, just froze. And he's just like, well, why don't you guys come to the reception? Well, there's a lot of us. But just like it was just refreshing, like you said, just to meet other people and just see, what other people, how they are. It's just nice to be able to branch out, and you're never going to ever see them ever again in your life.
Yeah.
When we were in Barbados, I'll just make this quick. We met two couples. One was from the Mississauga area, and the other one was from the Oshawa area. And the ones from the Oshawa area were a little hoity-toity, even though they weren't hoity-toity, if that makes sense. They thought they were hoity-toity.
Mm-hmm.
The couple from Mississauga, he owns a. Oh, sorry. Oh, he owns a whey company, WHEY.
Okay.
Like the bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah.
And we spent probably most of the trip with them every day, drinking, going to dinners and whatever. Amazing couple. And when I'm going to say extremely well off, that would be the poor side of them. And during their we're gonna get together, Julie and his wife, or we're gonna get together, we're gonna have dinners, and we're gonna do this, and I'd look at the husband and he'd look at me, and we'd both be like, yeah, we'll never see each other. Sorry. Quick interjection there.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I've got one last thing just to throw up on the screen because I forgot to do this, and there's those. That's those happy face cookies that we were talking about earlier. I forgot to throw that up on the screen when I was talking about them. My apologies.
No problem.
Okay, well, I guess that's it for this week, sir. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Oh, and that ties in with the idea about going on a vacation with a family, because when you go, you learn something more and interesting about the other members of the family each time. Because,
True.
Like even what we're doing now, I've got to know you so much better than previously. But it's the same thing when we're at the farm for a dinner. There's not much time for individual talk or to hear any stories or anything. But one interesting thing that I grew up having a race boat, and for a couple of years that was my whole life. And I found out a couple of years ago that Paul Vintner also had a race boat, and I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. And he mentioned it, and we just, in those situations where there's a lot of people spending like 7 days together, you get to find out a little bit about everybody.
Yeah, and something will happen that'll spur that conversation as well, where when you're sitting at the dinner table, you don't really have those things happen. So
that's right. Yeah. Okay, well, that's it. Thank you very much. We'll spin out with the closing tune. Thanks, John.